Hello all my beautiful sisters from those other misters. Welcome to my Project Pan update number 9. So this is the big one. This is the one I've been waiting for. I'm really excited. I'm feeling really good. I've got so many products in front of me, on the floor, everywhere, in boxes, in tubs. There's so much crap to go through in this video, so I'm expecting it to be quite long. I'm gonna try to not talk too much so I can keep it like under the length of a feature-length film, even though I know so many of you love them when they're really long. But just based on the amount of products that we've got here, it's going to be a long update. So this is the one where I am going to be rolling in all of my unfinished products for the year. And if you're new here, I'll just give you a quick rundown of my process of project panning this year. Essentially what I did was I had a new group of products every quarter. If I finished something up in a certain category, I would roll something new in, and anything that I didn't finish I would set aside, still try to use throughout the year, and then they're all going to come back in the final quarter. So in this video, I'm going to be updating the final quarter products, what I managed to finish in the last month, and I'm going to be showing you guys the rest of the products. I'll talk about things that I managed to finish during the year that weren't in the current project, and I'll also talk about progress on anything that's still hanging around. So let's get started. I am going to start with empties from my last quarter. This is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. I have the shade 220 Linen. Now, I liked everything about this foundation. The color match was pretty much spot on for me. It oxidizes a tiny bit, but not a whole lot. So when I put it on, it would look a little bit fair, but then it would sort of, you know, match to my skin. The finish on the face was really nice. It's like a, you know, it's a natural finish. I don't wear powder over it because I've got dry skin and it's aging, and powder and those two things don't go well together. It is what it is. I liked that it was like a sort of low to medium coverage, depending on how much you apply. If you want fuller coverage, you can totally do that. The only thing I didn't like about it, and it was the deal breaker for me, was the fact that it just doesn't last on my skin. So usually around like the 6 to 8 hour mark, it would start to like break down, look a bit shitty. So I wouldn't buy it again, but everything else about it I liked. If this had good longevity, I would probably buy it again, but it doesn't. So I'm not going to. Anyway, it's done. I'm very glad it's done. It was getting to the point where I was like, oh, I'm not really enjoying using this because I can only wear it on certain days. I can't rely on it. I can't travel with it. So look, the fact that it's done is like just perfect. It makes me very happy. I also finished up my Hourglass lip oil in the shade Bear. So it was here and now she is done. I didn't like this. It smells so bad. It's like the formula is really goopy and thick and sticky. I would not ever buy one of these again. I love Hourglass lip products. I've tried quite a few that I like, but what I've noticed is I'm not a huge fan of their lip gloss formulas. They're usually quite sticky and just not what I look for in a lip gloss. Their lipsticks, however, love them. One of my absolute faves. So yeah, I wouldn't buy this again. I'm glad it's done. I didn't even wear this out in public. I put it on my desk and I just used it to moisturize my lips when I was at my desk, and I managed to get through it pretty quickly. That last little bit only took me a few days, which was great. I finished up my Hask Manoi oil. This was not difficult to finish up. I had like this much in there. I was mostly annoyed that I didn't finish it in the previous update. I really like this. Great for travel. I would totally buy them again if I was in need of hair oil. But what I'll most likely do is actually like keep the little tube and refill it for travel because it's just handy, convenient. It's plastic, so it's not going to break. The cap's really sturdy, all that jazz, but the stuff inside was good as well. Okay, Benefit Brow Micro Filling Pen. So I put this in, I think last month, just to try and, you know, get some use out of it, and I don't even know why I bothered. Look, there was a reason why this went in my drawer and I never picked it up again, because when I first used it, when it was brand new and fresh, I would do like one brow and then I couldn't do another one. It's just like the felt tip just would not like deposit product. Basically doing one brow, I used up all the product in it, and then you have to like put it away for 24 hours so it can like suck product back up the felt tip. Absolute nightmare. It did that to me on the first use, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not fucking doing this to myself. This is not a good product. It works absolutely perfect there, but it won't work on my brows. I'm considering it done because I tolerated it. Hershey's milk chocolate flavored lip balm. I don't know if I ever worked out the company that made these. I don't know. Oh, GBG Beauty. Anyway, there was a whole bunch in my project. I had a Twizzlers one, I had this one, and I also have the peanut butter cup one. This one I finished just recently. It looks like there's some there, but when you like put your lips on it to, you know, do one of these, it pushes back down. So it's done. It is done. So I threw a bunch of these in the project this year just to work through them. I have an absolute boatload of lip balms, which is fine because it's one of my most used lip products, or it's definitely my most used lip product. But realistically, I still have too many for one person. So, you know, anyway, that's one down. Fantastic. I also finished up the More Lychee Flower hand cream. This is quite nice. I don't know if I would really run out and get it again. You know, I might buy another one from More. I might buy one from another brand, whatever. The scent was really nice. The formula is good enough. I also finished a Davines Restless Circle hair treatment. I think I got 2 uses out of these. I used it when I had my extensions. I have since had my extensions removed, so I'm expecting, I've got another one of these in my project, which we'll talk about later. I'm expecting it to take me a lot longer because I have a lot less hair now. But this was nice. I quite liked it. This is one that you put in dry hair and then wash out, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Distribute evenly on dry hair, leave for 10-15 minutes, rinse and shampoo as usual. I liked it. It was nice. I'm not sure if I have more of these. I might. I have an absolute boatload of hair products, which I'm, you know, slowly working through. I don't know if I would really... Look, hair masks that you use outside of the shower, not really my thing. I have to force myself to remember to use them. I find them much easier to use if they're an in-shower treatment. I also finished a sheet mask, thank God. This is a Neogen Probiotics Relief Mask. This was actually really nice. Used this when my skin was having a freak out. It was very dry. And it, I mean, it gave me relief, which was fantastic. This contains like a really, really thick, milky serum type product. And it's very, very hydrating. I quite enjoyed this. I don't know if I have any more of them. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But I would consider buying this again. And I have a sample from the little samples that I've been trying to pan this year. I will say I haven't really been updating my samples much because I kind of forgot about them. But I did finish this. This is the Clarisonic Refreshing Gel Cleanser. This was really, really nice. I enjoyed it. I mean, Clarisonic's not really a thing anymore. They shut down. If they didn't, I would have considered buying this again because it was really nice. Next, I want to take you guys through some products that I finished that were in previous months' projects. So, this guy, man, this took me forever. This was the, oh God, what is, Muji? Is it Muji? Their cleansing oil. So the last time you guys saw it, it was down here, and it took me months. I'm not even kidding. Months and months and months to finish this. This bottle of oil cleanser I use not only on my face, I would occasionally use it on some synthetic brushes that had stuff stuck in them that was really hard to get out, and I would even use it to help clean my makeup sponges when I was doing like a really deep clean. And it still took me forever to get through this. It lasted ages. I didn't mind it. It's not my absolute favorite, but I would consider buying it again. Like if I was like, okay, I need to buy something that's budget friendly, that's gonna last me a really long time, I would consider this again. I would be more inclined to buy like a Pharmacy cleansing balm or a Shu Uemura oil cleanser. They're my favorites, but also they are a little bit less budget friendly. So if I was looking for something budget friendly, this is what I would pick up, because I did enjoy it. I finished another Lush product. This was my Boo Shower Slime. So this is kind of like, it's kind of like a really mild scrub slash shower gel. It's got bits in it that feel gritty, but they don't really do too much to the skin. It was like a black slimy shower slime. It's like a thick consistency shower gel, should we call it? Anyway, look, this is fun. I think Lush makes some really fun, like Halloween and Easter and Christmas products, even some like fun all year round products. But my issue with Lush mostly is the color. I find the color to be really obnoxious. I've never had it stain anything, which is great, but it also, like, I'm in the shower and I'm using this and it's black, and you know, you foam it all up and then you're rinsing it off, and then you're seeing streaks of it on like your shower walls and the door and the window and stuff, and I'm just like, now I have to clean my shower after I've cleaned myself. It's frustrating to me, and I just find it a little bit like it's a high maintenance product. So I've just, yeah, and this is probably one of my big issues with most Lush things. It's just not, it doesn't fit into the way I like my beauty products to kind of work, essentially. So I wouldn't buy this again, but there are a lot of Lush shower products, shower gels, stuff like that, that I do really enjoy. So while I would skip this one, I wouldn't skip Lush altogether. Soul Body. So I had, okay, I introduced a gradual tanner. I introduced the light to medium, and then I was like, okay guys, I'm taking this out of the project because one of my friends wants to try a gradual tanner, and I'm introducing this one, which was the medium to deep. Now my friend is very fair. He's a redhead, so I was like, fair to light is going to be the one that's going to work for you. You don't want the medium to deep. It's going to be too much. Anyway, I thought I gave this product to him, and then it showed up in my house months later, and I was like, oh, I forgot to give it to him. So I just went ahead and finished them both off, because I was like, God, I'm not, like, he's not going to use it now because it's the middle of winter, and I'm not going to keep it hanging around in my house. Like, I'm just going to use them. So I did. They're both finished. Fantastic. 2 more moisturizers out of my stash. The Isntree Hyaluronic Acid Water Essence. So this is just like a hyaluronic serum. This was okay. I didn't love it. I've tried others that I prefer over this, but it would, like, it worked. I don't know, I just didn't love it. I wasn't excited by it, I suppose. And I mean, is anyone excited by hyaluronic acid? I don't know. I am, because I have dry skin. This one just didn't excite me. I wouldn't buy it again, but it was fine, and I managed to finish it all up. You know, nice big bottle. It did last quite a while. I also finished up my Hourglass Caution Extreme Lash Mini Mascara. I love this stuff. It's like my favorite mascara at the moment. I even cracked open another one to use because I loved it so much. And yeah, what can I say? I love it. It was easy to use. I also have 2 more lip balms. So the Twizzlers one smells a bit like, kind of like raspberry, like red berry type. Oh, it's strawberry. There you go. I don't know, I can't tell the difference. And the O'Keeffe's Lip Repair. So this one's unscented. The O'Keeffe's I actually didn't really love. I didn't find it to be hydrating enough. The Twizzlers one I really enjoyed. I showed you guys the Hershey's one before, and that one, I liked it, but it wasn't as good as the Twizzlers one, which, I don't know. I don't know if maybe like surely the formulas are the same and the only difference is like the scent that they've put in there, but I felt like the Hershey's one almost made my lips a little bit dry if I used it really often, like, you know, 3 or 4 times a day, whereas that didn't happen with the Twizzlers one, so I burnt through this one really quickly. I do have another one in the project which we'll talk about soon, but yeah, look, doesn't matter. I don't care. It's 2 more lip balms out of my life. Goal. Let's move on to progress of my other products. Now, what I'm going to do is talk about things that were in previous months and things that were in the month that I'm wrapping up. Just so we're not going backwards and forwards. We're just going to do it all at once. So, my foundations. I have 2 in the project from earlier in the year. I had the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation, which is a really long name, and I had the CYO Matte Foundation. Now what I was doing was I was mixing these together. This guy is quite hydrating and doesn't have a whole lot of coverage, whereas this guy is designed for oilier skin types, although I can still use this with dry skin. It looks quite good, but it has higher coverage than I feel like I need, so I was mixing them together. Now, once I'd sort of got through a good chunk of the Laura Mercier foundation, I squeezed some of this straight into it, mixed them up, and that's how I've been using it from here. So, since we last talked about these products, the CYO foundation has had no progress because I haven't had to crack into it. I've just been using the Laura Mercier. It was 122.25 grams. It's now 116.78 grams. So I'm going to focus on the Laura Mercier until the end of the year. Hopefully I will finish it. I really don't think I'll have any troubles finishing it. And if I do finish it, then I might try and find another like more hydrating, lower coverage foundation to mix with this one and see if maybe I can get more progress on this and finish it up. Moving on to concealer. This is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. It was 14.03 grams. It's now 13 grams. This has taken me a really long time to go through because I'm just not using a lot of concealer these days. I mostly just use my foundation, occasionally a little bit of concealer if I feel like I need it. So, you know, that's a change that's happened. From previous months or earlier in the year, I had the Maybelline Master Camo Color Corrector pen in green. So this one was 10.49 grams and I have really not used it. So there's no change in the weight, which is awesome. As for powders, now the one that I had in the most recent project was the MAC Chris Chang powder. So this is just a translucent setting powder. I do have a little dip in it, but I don't think I'm close to hitting pan yet. This one was 58.98 grams, now 58.62 grams. I only use this to lightly set under my eyes, so there's that. I'm hoping maybe with like warmer weather starting to show up, I might be able to use powder a little bit more. I might even just, you know, experiment with like, you know, powder and setting mist and see like if I can sort of make it work for me again. But yeah, throughout the colder months, I wasn't really using powder because I just found that my skin looked and felt better without it. So, you know, there's that. From earlier in the year, I have the Can Make Pressed Powder. This one was 31.61 grams. It's now 31.48 grams. I have traveled with this a few times because it's so tiny, which is awesome. Again, I was only really using it under my eyes though. And my Laura Mercier translucent powder was 80.69 grams, now 79.9 grams. So yeah, I used heaps of that. I don't know how I'm going to go with powder for the rest of the year. I don't think, if I can hit pan on one of them, great. I don't think it'll be the Laura. You know what though? Actually, the Laura Mercier really doesn't have that much left in it. Like when I look at it, it kind of settles right down here and the rest is all fairly loose. So I don't know, maybe I should focus on that because I'm pretty sure I have another one of these in my stash. I don't know. We'll see how we go. Let's move on to face mist. So the two that I had in the most recent group of products was the Mecca Makeup Perfecting Mist. This one was 52.16 grams, now 39.86 grams. There's really not much in there. I have been using this more recently simply because I am trying to finish it up. Not necessarily because I feel like I need it. Since I've stopped using powder, I don't feel like I need face mist as much. I also had the Linda Hallberg Glow Mist, which I've not used at all, and it's because I don't like the mister on it. So I'm waiting to like finish one up so I can put this in here. We'll get there eventually. From earlier in the year, I have two from It's Skin. These are the Power 10 formulas. I have the Soothing Mist and the Moisture Mist. So the Moisture Mist has the least amount of progress. Last time you saw it in the project, it was up here. It's now down here. So only a tiny bit of progress, but that one really doesn't have much left in it. When I was trying to focus on one that wasn't currently in the actual project I was doing, I was focusing on this one, the Soothing Mist, since it had the most amount of product. So when you last saw it, it was up there. It is now down there. I've made a little bit of progress. Will I actually get through? Look, I think these guys will be no drama, okay? When it comes to these guys, I don't know how much I'm going to get through. I'm just gonna wait and see. Moving on to bronzers. So the one that was in the most recent project is the Ulta Beauty Matte Bronzer. So this one was 56.55 grams, now 56.12 grams. I like this product, but I swear to God, I haven't even like made a dent in it. It's gonna take forever. From previous months, I had the Benefit Hoola Bronzer. This one, there's no change on this, I don't believe. It was 40.8 grams, now 40.72 grams. So I probably used it a couple of times here and there. But it wasn't my main focus, and it wasn't my main love this year. My main love has been this guy from Hourglass. This is the Ambient Lighting Powder in Dim Light. I've hit pan on it, so you might be able to see like this section here and this section up here. That is pan. So this one was 85.63 grams. It's now 82.85 grams. This is the one I take with me when I'm traveling and stuff like that. I love it. I find it so easy to use. It's been beautiful throughout winter, and I am probably going to focus on trying to finish this one up over the other two, simply because I feel like it's potentially achievable, which means that I will actually have a bronzer out of my collection by the end of the year. Fingers crossed. My blush. So this year with bronzer, I did one every quarter, and that was fine because my goal was to just make progress on them. I was going to do the same thing with blush, but I guess I kind of got sick of it, and I decided that I was just going to focus on this guy because it is a cream blush. So it's the 3 Concept Eyes Style Nanda Blush Cushion. This is in the shade Peach. I've been wearing this blush exclusively this year. I have flipped it over quite a few times to, you know, because the product settles. And I feel like potentially by the end of the year I could actually finish this up, which is exciting. So this one was 54.04 grams. It's now 42.91 grams. So I am happy with that. Moving on to highlight. Again, I had the idea of have a highlighter in the project every quarter just to make progress on it. But also at the start of the year, I introduced one that I was hoping I would actually be able to finish. And that was the Hourglass Vanish Stick in Champagne Flash. So I was thinking in the warmer months, I could use this on my body to highlight my body, because I like to do that in summer. And look, I made an okay amount of progress. It's like, it's up to there about, so you'll be able to see it in there. I have not made any progress on it since, because it's been cold as shit and my whole body is covered and trying to stay warm. But spring has sprung here in Australia, and although it's not particularly warm and, well, yet, and there is still an absolute boatload of product there, I am beginning to hope that I may be able to make more progress on this. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it. Let's be real, guys. Summer doesn't start until December for us, so yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I also had the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow stuff in Crystal Nebula. So this one was 110.34 grams, now 110.24 grams. I just didn't reach for it. I think I probably used it once based on my numbers. I'm actually going to take this out of the project, and I'm going to do that because over the next 3 months I kind of just want to play with my highlighters, because maybe I will be able to continue to declutter some, because I still have too many and I need to work on that. I didn't put this product into the project to try and finish it. I just wanted to make progress on it. And what I found is that I'm not reaching for this. I'm reaching for others that I haven't used throughout the year, and I want to play with them more. I did manage to declutter some of my highlighters this year with my project where I've been, you know, testing all of the products in different categories of my makeup collection. But I feel like I can continue to potentially choose more to declutter if I'm using my highlighters. And if I'm trying to focus on something like this, I'm feeling not using my collection, or if I'm using my collection and this is in the project, I'm feeling guilty about not using this. So this is out. That was a really long-winded story that didn't need to happen. Let's talk about this thing. This is the Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer in Nude. So this was 14.3 grams, now 13.79 grams. I'm really enjoying this. I have no issue using this like every day. The formula is great. The color is great. It does a great job. I'm about halfway through it. I'm going to stop weighing it. I'm going to start marking it on the tube, simply because it makes my life a little bit easier. Moving on to eye pencils and pens. So I have 2 liquid liners. Most recent one I've been working on is from Korea Beauty. This is a red liner from the Sailor Moon collection. I'm wearing it today. I freaking love this. It's so nice, so good. It's still going strong. There's no weight change on it because, you know, liquids, the shit like this, it takes forever to see like a 0.01 of a gram change. I also have the MSH Color Collection Love Liner. This one's in pink. This has, again, no weight change because they actually look fairly similar. Maybe I should... Okay, so for starters, I haven't used this. And the reason why I haven't reached for it is because based on past use, I always felt that this was just simply better on a completely nude eye. So no eyeshadow whatsoever, or, you know, like maybe primer and then a little bit of powder, or a completely like nude skin colored eyeshadow and then this over the top, because it's quite soft and subtle. But I'm seeing here that like it actually looks a bit more punchy than I was originally thinking. So maybe I should test this out over like an eyeshadow look and see how it goes. Maybe I will, because I really love, I mean, I love this, but I also really enjoy these MSH liners. They are pen liners, and I like the like interesting colors. So okay, maybe I gotta do that. Not maybe, definitely. Moving on to eye pencils. This is one of the areas where I just don't think I will try and pan these again next year, or for the foreseeable future at least, because like I just don't, they take so long and it's frustrating, and I feel like it's in the project and it's, you know, it's just kind of a waste of space. I feel like this is one of those areas in my collection where I should just use them organically. I have the Marc Jacobs fine liner in Cinderella, which is a really beautiful grey. I am wearing it today. I'm wearing it on my lower waterline. This one was 5.22 grams, now 5.2 grams. Like, it's just ridiculous. I have the Nabla Cupid's Arrow Stylo in Arrow number 2. So this is a really beautiful brown shade, which I really like. I like to use that in my waterline, in my tight line, along like smudge under my lower lash line. I have used it a few times, but there is no like weight progress. Again, because this is being used in such a small area, it takes an absolute lifetime to finish them up. And I have the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liner in the shade Bordeaux. This is also really, really beautiful. Absolutely stunning, like, you know, wine, dark wine shade. I also don't have any progress on this, even though I have used it. I haven't sharpened it though since the last update. So I'd say I've used it like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. To be honest, if I'm usually, I don't put a color on my lower waterline. If I am, it's because I'm testing something for a video and I feel like I need to. If I'm putting something on like underneath my lower lash line, I'm usually using an eyeshadow simply because it's so much easier. And if I'm tight lining, I'm generally wearing a black. So colored liners, it's a kind of thing like they're gonna last me forever. They're gonna go bad before I can actually finish them. I don't think I've bought a colored eyeliner in quite some time, which, you know, pat on the back. But yeah, it's one of those areas of my collection where I have the best of intentions to use them, but like I just don't use them enough. It doesn't really fit into my typical makeup routine. Next up, I have Australis Metallics. Oh man, I bought this into the project because, I mean, so many of you will know, Gold Gaga was a product that I panned for a very long time. I worked really hard on, and I was so close to finishing it, and I noticed rust in the bottom of the pan. I was like, I can't use this, it's dangerous. So I had to declutter it. And I think everyone who followed along with Gold Gaga felt my pain. And I thought, you know what, I've got one more of these. Let me put it in the project and try and test it out, or try and get some use out of it. That was a bad idea because I've used it maybe once or twice since I introduced it into the project in what? January, from April, March, something like that. And it's just, it was a bad year to try and pan this, essentially, because I have been, you know, working on trying to go through my eyeshadow palettes and sort of use them and declutter them. Using something like this sort of changes the way the eyeshadows sit on the eye and look, so I can't even use it as a base. It's just not, it wasn't a good year to put this in the project, and I don't think it's going to be a good time for quite a while, because I have made the decision to start working through my whole eyeshadow palette collection and test them out. So this is not going to get any use. So what I'm going to do, it's still good. She's still fresh. She's still creamy as hell. She's beautiful. I'm going to put her back in my collection and I'm going to take her out of the project and we're going to revisit her in the future. But this was just not, it was a bad time to put it in the project. Moving on to coloured mascaras. So I've got Colourpop volumizing mascara in Purple Prose. I really like this. It's still good, it's still fine. I had a you know, tested her out the other day. She's still good, so I'm keeping her in the project. I also have the Peri Pera Ink Color Cara volume setting in, there's like a blue and a burgundy. These don't have any progress, I don't believe. No, they don't. Simply because where I use these is only on my lower lash line. So the amount of product that I use is absolutely minuscule and they will dry up before I actually, you know, get even close to finishing them. And it is what it is. That's fine. You know, these sort of products are in my life for fun, not really for function. I am just going to keep these in the project. I'm going to keep using them until the end of the year and I will declutter them then. But yeah, I don't expect to actually have any progress on them. I weigh them every month and they're always the same. Okay, let's talk about brow products. So currently in the project I have Benefit Gimme Brow. I'm decluttering this. I don't like it. I have tried and tried and tried and I feel like I have one of these in the project and I declutter it and then I bring another one in a few months later and here we are again decluttering it. I don't, look, this is not a bad product, it just does not work for the way that I like to do my brows. So I like to use a coloured product like a skinny eye pencil. Oh Freya, you're banging around. Do you want to say hello? Do you want to? Yes, I want to. I want to. Oh, and I got a phone call. Where was I? So the way I like to do my brows is use like a micro pencil to fill in any sparse spots and like even up the shape and all that jazz. And then I like to take a brow gel of some sort. I like to brush it through my brows, and what I want my brow gel to do is hold my brows in place. Now, my brows can be a little bit unruly and sometimes they want to move and I don't want them to move. So I need my brow product or my brow gel to really just hold my brows in place. And what I'm looking for is something that holds them in place really, really well, but doesn't make them crunchy or glossy or look strange. Now, this doesn't do any of that. Doesn't make them glossy or crunchy or look strange, but it also doesn't hold my brows in place. This is better suited for people who have quite fair eyebrow hair and need a little bit of a tint on them. And that's not really me. Maybe that will be me one day in the future when, you know, I'm going more grey than I am at the moment. But that's not me now. And also I probably still wouldn't go for this because it doesn't have that hold that I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is declutter this and I'm just going to play with what I've got in my drawer. I don't have a whole lot. I know I've got one clear brow gel and I think that's it, and then I've got a few more tinted ones. So I'm just going to play with what I've got, see how I go. I've got, you know, my inventory and collection and declutter videos coming up towards the end of the year, so I want to have a bit more of a play with the things that I have in the drawers back here so that I'm more prepared for that. So this guy, off you go. Benefit Precisely My Brow. This is another one that's been in my project for quite some time and I've been using behind the scenes, and look, it's almost done. I mean, that's it. That's all I've got left. I really did think that I would finish this up, but I was also not really trying to finish it up. I had been using a few other coloured brow products here and there, so, you know, I was sort of like just you know, doing whatever. Now, I love this product. I think it's fantastic. I do think they're quite expensive for what they are, which is, you know, there's not much product in there. Now, this was 17.13 grams when you saw it last, which was at the end of the last quarter products. It's still 17.13 grams. Like, this contains 0.08 grams of product. Like, there is nothing in there. So I'm not surprised that there's no weight change. Even when this is empty, there won't be any bloody weight change. But yeah, there's really not much left there, so I'm just going to keep going with it. Moving on to lip liners. The Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Lip Crayon in Ilona has been the one that I've been using in the most recent quarter. So this one was 17.17 grams, now it was 7.17 grams. Did I say 17.17? Anyway, 7.17, it's now 7.06. This is a really beautiful color. I love it. It's stunning. The formula is fantastic. These are great. Highly recommend them. Slow going. It's going to take me a really long time to finish it up. It's not going to be this year. The one that I had in the project at the start of the year was a Haus Labs Demi Matte Lip Liner in Myth. So this one has had no weight change. I have not reached for it. It's not as creamy as the Natasha Denona, or it's not as, yeah, it's not as creamy and smooth as the Natasha Denona, but it's still a beautiful color. It's fine. This is one that I will use, and I'll eventually finish it, but I wouldn't buy it again. The Natasha Denona I would consider buying again. And the one that I'm actually going to try and finish is from Colourpop. This is a lippy pencil in shade Oh Snap. This is all I have left. This, again, I mean, the colours are all very similar. It's that one there in the middle. These are quite smooth, similar to the Natasha Denona, although the Natasha Denona is probably a little bit more smooth and glidey, but these Colourpop ones are great. And to be honest, if I'm going to buy lip liners in the future, I'm probably just going to buy Colourpop when they're on sale, because they're a really nice formula and they work really well. This one was 5.72 grams when you last saw it, and it's now 5.28 grams. So it has had some use, and that's the one I'm going to focus on for the rest of the year, and hopefully make progress on the others as well. Now, when it comes to other lip products, I have this. This is a Reese's peanut butter and chocolate flavored lip balm. I have only recently cracked into this one because I was focusing on the other ones that you saw that were empty in the project. This would be like, it's basically full. Like when I wind it down, it's still like at the top there. So progress on that coming in future months. I also have two lipsticks from Hourglass. So I have My One Desire, which is the one that I have the most progress on. It's sitting about there. This one was 21.21 grams, now 21.17 grams. That's how much I have in it. I really, like, I haven't been reaching for these. I was trying to use my mini lip products for that project. And look, it just didn't work. It didn't work to have like so many lip products I was trying to pan at once. It was silly. The other one that I had is I Can't Live Without. This is actually the one I'm wearing today. This one, you can see it's still basically full. The progress on this, it was 21.38 grams, but there's no progress on it because I'm pretty sure wearing it today was the first time I've worn it since it was originally in the project. So there's that. Look, I don't know how I'm going to go with these. I'm going to try my hardest, but I am also working on testing all of my lip products for my testing all of my product series. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. Project panning and testing all of the products that you, like the makeup products that you own, they don't really go hand in hand. Something is always being neglected. Moving on to hand and nail products. So current things that were in the project were my Rosehip Nourishing Hand Cream. I didn't finish this because I was focusing on that more lychee flower hand cream. And I also had the Thermosoft Self-Heating Therapy Mitts. I've still not used them. I don't even know why. I have no excuse. Because I'm an idiot? Is that a good enough excuse? Excellent. We'll go with that then. Past products. Okay, let's start with this. This is a Kester Black Self-Love Oil. This is a cuticle oil. It's very good. There is nothing wrong with it. I just do not use it. However, what I have been using is this. Now, this is just like a pen with a brush tip and a clicker at the bottom, and it pushes the product up. This is something that I purchased on eBay ages ago, like years and years ago. I bought a bunch of them. They were empty and I filled them with vitamin E oil, and I just use them as like DIY cuticle oil pens. Now, I have no trouble reaching for this. I don't know why. I think it's just like the format of it. I have not reached for this once since it was in the project, and even when it was in the project I struggled to use it. So what I'm gonna do is take this out of the project because I know I'm not going to use it. I'm going to keep using this. I'm not going to keep this in the project to show you guys. But when this is empty and I'm filling up a new one, I'm going to put the Kester Black Self-Love Oil in there to start working on them because I need to. But in the future, I will just be using these pens and vitamin E oil. Also, I wonder if these are actually refillable. I wonder if I could. I think I might be able to. I will play with it when it's empty. Last hand cream is this from More. It is the Cecilia hand cream. This is lovely. I did weigh it, but I think what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to mark it with a marker. So this one was 36 grams, now 32.77 grams. So I have made some progress on that since it was last in the project, and that's one I'm going to be focusing on to finish up first. All right, let's talk about my perfumes. So I have the Katy Perry Killer Queen, wait, what were you called? Royal Revolution. There we go. So last month, this is the one that's current, or was in my current project pan. It was 259.94 grams. Now, I had misplaced the cap, which I've since found. Today, I weighed the cap and I added that to the weight from last month, brought it up to 267.83 grams. Now it is 260.09 grams, so a little bit of progress on this. I talked about this quite a bit last month and my feelings about it, and I had quite a few people say, oh, just, you know, pass it on, get rid of it, move on. I don't do that. I don't do that. And I think, like, if you've been watching me for a long time, not just project panning, but you know, if you've been in my live chats when I talk about my attitude towards beauty products and the beauty industry and consumerism and stuff like that, I don't like waste. I have a massive, massive problem with waste. So when something comes into my life that I choose to spend money on, I do my absolute best to finish it. Now, if I absolutely hate a product, cannot stand it, then I try to pass it on to someone else. If I, you know, don't manage to finish a product and it goes bad, or I have a reaction to it or something like that, if it's still good, I will pass it on. If I have a reaction to it, I'm a little bit less likely to try and pass it on to someone. I'm more likely to throw it out. If something goes bad, I'm definitely throwing it away. Over the years of project panning and going through the process of doing my best to finish up products where my preferences have changed and you know, like I no longer like the product as much as I did, or my skin has changed, or you know, it turns out that, you know, it wasn't as good as I thought it would be, or it was just a bad purchase or whatever. It's taught me a very valuable lesson about being smarter about my makeup purchasing decisions. Now, I think people got the impression that I didn't like this fragrance. I don't not like it. I do like it. I just don't love it. I'm not obsessed with it. I'm not in love with it. I have a few fragrances in my collection that are just like it's me in a bottle. And I think the thing about fragrance is it is exceptionally personal, much more so than any other makeup or beauty product in my collection. A fragrance is almost, to me, it is explaining who you are without saying anything. It is explaining who you are in scent form. So I don't identify with this perfume in that way, but it doesn't mean I don't like it. It doesn't mean I'm not happy to use it. This served me very well through the last few months because it has that sort of like vanilla, warm, like it reminds me of like wintry scents. So I've enjoyed it and I'm going to keep using it for a while. I think as the seasons, or as you know, we're in spring and as it warms up a bit, I'm going to start reaching a bit more for the fragrance that was in my project earlier in the year. And at the end of the year, I will just pass this on to mum. Like, it's fine, but I still enjoy the process of seeing how much of a product I can use up. Okay, moving on from that, I fucking said I was not going to talk too much, and I literally had like 20,000 long-winded conversations. This is the most stupid named fragrance ever. It is DKNY Fruity Rooty. Oh god. There's been no progress on this since it was last in the project, but like there's not a whole lot in there. I definitely think this would be the easiest one to use up. I might even start layering these, see how they go. We've got that like interesting weather here in Melbourne now where it's kind of cold some days and then warm and sunny other days. So I think I'm going to be flipping back and forth between these. I definitely want to finish this one though. This year I want to finish it up. And this guy I will just use as much as I can, and then I'll probably pass it on to mum so I can pan another fragrance in the new year. Moving on to my shower gel. This is the Sephora Rolling in the Grass shower gel, which I absolutely loved so much. And I kind of squirreled it away because I can't get it again. The fragrance is like, oh my god, it's next level divine. It's so amazing. I want to find like a dupe for this scent in everything because I want it all over my body. I did use this maybe once. It was 120.67 grams. It's now 119.58 grams. I consider this like a special occasion shower gel, which is dumb. I know it's dumb, but I just love the scent so much, and Sephora don't make it anymore, so I can't get it again, and it's annoying. I'm hoping with summer they will maybe bring the scent back, because I'm pretty sure I bought it in summer a couple of years ago. Okay, moving on to like skin things. My IOP essential facial oil. So I was doing this by weight. Now we're going to start doing it by marks because it makes my life easier. It was 87.68 grams, now 87.45 grams. I have not been using facial oils like this very much. When I'm using an oil at night, it is my Sunday Riley Luna oil. So I don't really have much purpose for this. Anyway, small amount of progress. We'll see how we go. My Eliza Vecca Hydrogel Bouncy Eye Patches. I haven't used them. Oh my god. Guys, let's get into all of the things I haven't used. The Muji Compressed Sheet Masks. I haven't used them. I said I was going to try these with the oil. Did I? No. Is anyone surprised? Neither am I. My Secret Key Eye Patch Tub thingy. I did use these once. The weight was 163.83 grams, now 163.52 grams. Oh my god. I need to be better at using them. I also have this, which is the Grace Cosmetics Aloe Foaming Cleanser. I put this in because the lid has cracked on the inside, the part that screws onto the tube, and it gets leaky and like it floods. So this was 89.6 grams. It is now 65.18 grams. I've been using this exclusively as my cleanser. I'm making good progress on it. I don't think I'll have any troubles finishing this up in the coming months. Products from earlier in the year, I have this one. It is the I'm from Vitamin Tree Water Gel. So this is a moisturizer, and I think I'm going to get rid of this. It's not hydrating enough for me. I think, like, I read it as water gel and my brain tells me, yes, your skin wants that. This is much better suited to people with normal to oily skin. Gel moisturizers typically are. And while I can layer this with other hydrating skincare products, I find that all of the layers don't always work that great with like a base for makeup, so it doesn't really work out for me. I am going to declutter this. It's just not really working out for me, and I haven't been wanting to reach for it. I also have something else that I've not cracked open. Are you ready for it? Are you surprised? No, neither am I. These are the Lululemon sheet masks. I believe there's 32 sheet masks in here. I haven't even opened it. And I haven't opened it because I still haven't finished up my Glam Glow sheet mask. It's a problem. My last skincare product is the Paula's Choice Skin Perfecting 2% BHA gel. This is very good. I also had, I think, was it 2% or 4% liquid in the project? I can't remember. Anyway, the liquid I finished. Freaking love. Absolutely adore Paula's Choice BHA and AHA products. They're fantastic. Now the gel I didn't love so much on my face, and it's because it kind of like, it's almost like it sets and feels a bit sticky and heavy on my skin even when I put a moisturizer on, so I wasn't loving it. I've been saying for a while here and there that I really want to buy a body moisturizer that has an AHA in it or some sort of acid, simply because I like the way it makes my skin feel, basically. Now, because I have a whole bunch of body moisturizers that are not that, I was like, oh, I can't really justify buying a new body moisturizer until I use up some of the ones I have. So when I was humming and hawing about what to do with this, I was like, light bulb moment. Tried it out, absolutely perfect, works a treat. I would buy this product again solely to mix it in with body moisturizers that come into my life that don't contain a form of acid, because game changer, this totally works. It is fantastic. I love it. There is still a bit of product in there though. It was 120.41 grams, now 83.31 grams. So I don't know if I will actually manage to finish this up before the end of the year. What I've done is with my current moisturizer, like I used some of it until there was like space in the bottle, and then I just filled it up and gave it a really good shake. And I'm still going on that moisturizer, so I don't have a purpose to, like, you know, I don't have a reason to use this just yet. I don't know if I will have reason to use it up before the end of the year, but we'll see. We'll try. You know what I'm doing with it now, so there you go. And my last product, actually it's not really, hang on, we got some more. My hair product, this is the Wake Up Circle mask from Davines. The birds out there, I swear to God, I'm getting hangry. And I've been sitting here filming for ages, which I'm sure you guys know because you've been watching this for ages and you've sat through 30 of my rants. And the noise that the birds are making is just like, it's like nails on a chalkboard for me. Anyway, Wake Up Circle from Davines. I haven't even opened this one yet. I was focusing on the other one, which you saw at the start of the video, which I managed to finish. And I don't know if, Look, I'm a little bit hesitant to use this because my colour is still fairly fresh. I'm knocking things over. Colour's still fairly fresh. I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, it's got clay in it. I don't know. I'm a bit worried. I might message Madeline and just be like, you reckon this be okay? Anyway, yeah, I haven't cracked into it yet. I'm just using the hair products that I know I can rely on, especially while my colour is still fresh. Anyway, that will eventually get used. And finally, I have some fragrances. Now, I have Caroline Herrera. I think it's Good Girl. Is it Good Girl? I love the bottle. So good. I have Moschino Fresh. Those two I don't think I'll have any trouble using. These guys, I think I will. So they're both from Up-You. I have the Bright Peach and the Lively Basil. And, you know, there's like, both of them have like absolute hints. Like the basil, I'm like, yeah, I can smell a little bit of basil. And a whole bunch of other crap that I don't want. And the peach, I can smell the peach, but it's like super sweet and there's other stuff in there again that I just don't want. So I'm going to declutter them. I honestly don't think that there's a fly in here. All of my patience is gone. It's gone, guys. Thank God this video is like almost done. I don't see myself reaching for these, especially when I've got the other two fragrances in the project and I still have these little guys that I want to get through before the end of the year. So these guys are going into the declutter drawer and I will eventually pass them on to Mum or my sister or anyone else who wants them. So that is it, guys. That is a massive update. I will be back in a month with another update. Hopefully they'll be shorter. What I'm going to do from now on is basically pick a product, like where I've got multiple products in certain categories. I'm going to pick the one that is closest to being done and I'm going to focus on it. So at the next update and the following updates until the end of the project at the end of this year, I won't be talking about all of the products. I'll just be talking about the ones that I finished and the ones that I've made progress on. My battery is flashing at me. There is a fly in here driving me insane. The birds are annoying me. I'm hangry, so it's time to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Even though I'm complaining right now, I actually had a lot of fun filming it. It was really fun going through all of these products again and, you know, weighing them and seeing their progress and all that jazz. And although I didn't make as much progress as I kind of hoped that I would when I started the project in January, I'm still happy with how far I've come. And now the fun part really starts. I get to see how much I can actually finish up before the end of the year. So I hope you guys are going well with your projects. Feel free to leave your comments down below, whether it's about what you're working on or what you saw in this video. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.